I am live, and hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. We are talking about some interesting developments regarding Benni McCarthy, and it shall be an interesting one because as Kaizer Chiefs fans, at this point, we are people of the articles that are coming up. So if we see things that seem to be interesting these days, we just talk about it. So let's talk about Benni McCarthy because a few videos ago, I don't even know when because I'm always recording these videos, there was a comment by Rob Moore, who's the agent of Benni McCarthy, who's also happens to be Rob Moore. I think it's Mike McCarthy. I'm not sure. Now I'm mixing up agents for some reason. And the agent of Benni McCarthy, that's who we're going to refer to him as. He said that Benni McCarthy would not want to come to Kaizer Chiefs, and the reasons that he gave was the fact that Kaizer Chiefs are a team that likes to control coaches, right? So that was the reason. But now reports, not just by the journalists or the publications that we don't trust in South Africa, but here now we're talking about ESPN. So there's this whole situation that's going on with United right now, which is Erik ten Hag might be getting fired by next week Monday. Next week Monday, I mean, let me read on my calendar, would be today's 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. So they're playing on the 14th against Bournemouth away from home, and they might lose that game. And reports in England are suggesting that that might be Ten Hag's last game. Now, Ten Hag aside, even if Ten Hag is staying long at United, there is this thing that Benni McCarthy actually his contract is ending this June, and according to ESPN, there has not been any offer from Manchester United to extend his contract. And even when the club was contacted about, hey, what's going on with Benni McCarthy, they did not say anything. And because of that, that makes a lot of people think, okay, maybe this thing of him being at United is not going to continue beyond the season. That's the first layer, that his contract is not being renewed. The second layer is the fact that Ten Hag might also be getting fired himself. But there's also another layer to this whole thing, which is, would he want to stay at United? Or not would he want to stay at United? The reason why the second layer exists, which is they might not be renewing his contract, is the fact that if you think about it, when Benni McCarthy went to Manchester United last season, it was all excitement and people were singing praises for him, or praises of him rather, because he had gotten Man United scoring again. Marcus Rashford was scoring goals for fun and was having a very good season, to a point that Manchester United fans delusionally started comparing him to Salah, just like every other. Anyways, let's not digress. So he was scoring goals, right? But this season, Man United strikers were so bad, or have been so bad, they've started recently to score, with Rasmus Højlund finally getting to that point where he's scoring goals, which might be reasonably and might make sense as to why now the new management are doubting Benni McCarthy's ability, because they are looking at the team and they're like, we have a striker coach, but the team is not really scoring enough goals, and because of that, they might be having their own doubts. And I'll be responding to your comments once I see some of them. Oh, they are here. Nagama comments, abo snako, they are saying, Olampilo, awe. Utu snako, Bafo, can you please use different trailers in every live video? Listen, sorry, as I forgot to change it. I'll change the trailer for the next live video, which, by the way, I'm not sure when it's gonna be, because Saturday my boys are playing a tournament. That's a side note, let me not digress. Ubuisile is saying, salute Mpilo Nation, awe Khosi. Uj23 Chipe is saying, we are here Khosi. Our Kaizer gift is saying, salute Mpilo. Awe Ukudman is saying, come on Mpilo. Benni Drought at Chiefs. No, guys, Nina sometimes yazi ngengibone ninokateka mina for saying something that is written out there. Like, I am merely commentating on what is being said. I'm not saying Benny should come to Kaizer Chiefs. No, I'm saying this is what's happening. And now the reports are saying this is good news for Kaizer Chiefs. And this is a good point for me to say, do you actually think that this is a good idea for Chiefs? Because now Benni has gained this experience with Manchester United. They even won something, which is something that we said we want from a coach who's going to coach Kaizer Chiefs. So McCarthy has essentially gained some experience in winning, which is something that we have said, hey, we want to see. And he's been with players with big egos. We saw that he has a winning mentality. We say that is great. But the question is, can he be fit to coach Kaizer Chiefs? That's a discussion that I want us to have. And I tried dropping a link earlier on to check if the video will work, if I drop the link for people to call in, because ngifuna ukuthi abantu bakhulume, not just in my comments, but if they want to call in, they can do the calling in thing. So I personally think that I will stick with what agent Benni McCarthy said, which is ukuthi this whole thing of Benni basically trying, not just trying, but essentially becoming something at Chiefs. It's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing to me personally. I always find that as a very tricky thing, because you're asking yourself, would at this point really are Chiefs, or have Chiefs learned their lesson? Because whatever or whichever coach that they choose to decide to go with at this point, that coach, whoever or whatever his name might be, at the end of the day, that coach will have to be a decision based on how Chiefs ends up doing. Which means if ngempela, let's say they want to pay, but they still want to control him. So if they are really desperate, that means what's going to end up happening in this situation is that Benni might end up being a coach that they get, not because they prefer him, but because the situation at this point will be forcing them. Because if you think about it, would you tell me Utd Chiefs, if they finish 10th, hypothetically speaking, if the Chiefs ends up finishing 10th this season, do you think that the Chiefs will feel like they have a choice to basically continue playing around? I doubt that. I don't think that the Chiefs will be in a position where they can still say, oh no, we are picky with the coaches that we want. But instead, I feel like if Chiefs doesn't do well, they would be in a situation where they will be like, we need the best possible coach. They will not be trying to figure out some plans. They will really be doing things that are decisive, things that are correct. Because Lente Oguti, what we've been doing essentially this whole time is that we have been trying to have quick fixes, and in everything that we've done so far, those quick fixes have not worked.
So I wonder for real Guti, will this eventually make Chiefs, if they don't succeed? Will it make Chiefs say, you know what, screw this, we've been playing around for way too long, it's time we stop this
nonsense? And they do. Will this do that? And let me just go back here, because technology is not my friend at this point. Let me read my comments from the people and hear what you guys have to say. And the first comment, the other comment, not the first comment, because I've read other comments. So many comments. Guys, by the way, please remember to like the video. Upubunono Munombe is saying, is Benni's philosophy suitable for Chiefs? That will have to take us back to his days at Mpumalanga Placases. Well, not Mpumalanga Placases, Cape Town City. So Cape Town City name, formerly known as Mpumalanga Placases, but he was coaching them as Cape Town City. When he was coaching them, they were playing good football. They were really playing that high intensity football, position-based football, just pressure after pressure, and trying to make sure that they control the ball, trying to make sure that they are the ones, or they are the team that has an upper hand. And I like that, I'm not gonna lie. And that football did not just was not just play. like enough, but it was also football that was winning for them. So to me, I think that Ipola like, we can talk about politics and how and what would happen if he came to Chiefs, but his footballing, his coaching was not the most elite Uguti Ngzota. He was Pep Guardiola level, but it was good. And it's not just Uguti, it was better than Johnson, because right now I'm not going to say any coach who's better than Johnson can come to Chiefs. No, I'm not there. But I'm at a place where I'm like, a coach who has football, a clear playing style, can do something at Chiefs. A coach who has won things with Cape Town City, or a thing with Cape Town City, a coach who also revived Amazulu, a coach who also has experience with coaching, coaching, because it's part of the coaching team, and Manchester United. I will take that. I will take that. Not that I will take that as my first option, but I will say that I will find it acceptable, right? That's what I will say. And also, given his character, he will just command respect based on the fact that he is a big player, or is a former big player. Goodman is saying, sorry Mpilo, we here not attacking you, bro. Goodman, man. Maxwell is saying, hi Mpilo, I also heard about Neil Tovey suggesting Miguel Comondi and himself as an assistant. Uyibona kanjani? You know what's funny is that when you ask these questions, some of the videos I record before time, but this one specifically, I'm going to talk about it after this recording. I'm going to make a video which is coming out tomorrow, by the way. So look out for that, because I still want to do my own research on Miguel Comondi, because I saw that article and I was like, who's this Miguel Comondi? But I was like, I have to prepare for this live stream, so I forgot about that. So I'm going to make a video about that. Since you have asked now, I will have to drop it tomorrow and not Saturday as initially planned. And then Upumelelo is saying, personally, Benni is my fourth choice after Mangoba. Benni has the personality and exposure to football at the highest level, but I'm not sure where to fit him in terms of football style. Mana because you are saying he's your fourth choice. I'm assuming the first choice is between Nabi and Pitso and Mangoba and then him. Vele, please give me your list with your preference in coaches. Who would you rather have first and who would you rather have second? But in terms of playing style, Yabona, I don't think it's, yeah. I think it's clear enough to a point that, because I feel like one of the things that people have been saying Steve Kompela, which I don't necessarily believe, is that because people hear him speak this the big English and they say perhaps his English at times confuses players. I'm not sure if that's the case, but a coach who can get a team that is fighting relegation and communicate the things that he wants to see happening out on the pitch, and then you start seeing the team play well, like Amazulu did when he took over there, then that coach, it's clear to me that the things that he's asking of players is clear and is effective, but at the same time he's able to communicate that. Because Yabona, there are coaches who have ideas in their heads, but if you have ideas, no matter how big they are, no matter how big your idea is, but if you can't communicate it, then it becomes problematic. And I know this as a teacher, because Yabona, when you are preparing for a class, you have to explain something to yourself and understand that this way I understand it, but it's easy for me to understand this because I have background in this situation. But take Umfundo Vilakazi, for example. You can't be giving him in his first game and you say, yeah, what you need to do is occupy the half space, and then sometimes you'll underlap, and then you will switch, you'll overlap, and think about your flexibility in these small triangles and sometimes form diamonds. Hey, whoa, I'm a diamond, I'm a triangle, which shape am I playing? And then you are talking about all of these things, and it's like, you must be a mezela. What is a mezela now? That might be too much for some players, because it's just too much information. But if you are telling the boy, like what I heard about Jose Rivero when Umfundo played in that all-star match, is that he just told him, go play your football, be free. You understand? So the boy can express himself, and then now the coach can say, okay, you did well 1, 2, and 3, but now try opening up space, try moving out wide if someone is inverting, try inverting if someone is wide, try making the run forward to pin these people back. Yabo, you're communicating bits and pieces of information, but you are getting your point across. And for me, I feel like that is so underrated with coaches, because most of the times we don't really understand, is this coach communicating what is communicating clearly enough to the players? Because you can have something in your head, but if you can't communicate it, if you can't visualize it, then it's never going to come to pass. I saw Kai Havertz talking about Mikel Arteta. He was saying that Mikel Arteta would sometimes explain to him how the goal is going to go through, and the attacking patterns and the things that they do, they lead to exactly what Arteta would have said to him. By the way, I'm saying this as an example of a coach who knows. And then Umpumelelo Ubongani saying sesiyoyika nokuthi greetings during our live streams because Umpilo Nation prioritizes the comments of my members. Bongani, that is not necessarily true though. If I am a comments, yabo ukuthi ama comments ngiwafunda kanjani ku live stream, I go comment after comment after comment after comment after comment. My live streams, people who join the live streams know ukuthi I read all the comments. I go down like this. The prioritizing of comments is when I'm making videos. Not good I don't read the other videos. It's that I prioritize responding to them. I can read your comments. Uguti, if I can show you my YouTube studio, you will see that each day I get over probably 500 comments. So if I have 500 comments, some of the comments I'll just read. But some of the comments from members specifically, then I'll respond to them. Because remember, I make videos every day. So maybe not 500. Let's say 100, 200 or so comments. So 30 comments from a video from yesterday. I'm still getting 20 from the video from the other day. 10, you know. So it's always just a lot of comments. And remember, I also have TikTok. I also have Facebook where I try to respond to comments. So I only prioritize comments if there's a lot of them. But since I'm going down like this on live streams, I will not skip your comments just because you are not a member. But you can be a member and get priority reply to your comments in videos, not here. Here you can comment. Ngizofika ku comment yakho. Goodman is saying Arthur should have come with Disky team and chase everyone. He's not in charge. That's the thing. He's just not in charge at all. And manje why nozwane yabo nozwane we've talked, and I've talked Kwamina about Uguti, what's his status at Chiefs and what I think he should be doing at Chiefs. I think that ngaze ngidabuka umlomo expressing this thing ngozwana ukuthi he must leave the Chiefs, but then again you have to think ukuthi when people are making these decisions, it's not just about passion, ne? The passion is there. I'm by no means saying Zwane is not passionate about the game, but also you must remember Guti, these people are family men. These people are trying to have money. This is South Africa. Like you go to Chippa United, at Chiefs, let's say you are getting, if you are Zwane, there were talks Guti is getting Boma 500,000 somewhere there, a lot of money. So if you go to Chippa United, they're gonna hire you and pay you 50,000, if not 30. Like you decrease your salary by 90%. So you are now earning 95%. You decrease your salary basically by a lot. And then you get to go cheaper, and then they fire you after 3 months. Which means now you only got paid 150,000 by cheaper, and they signed you on an extremely short contract for 6 months. Which means you had only received a salary of 150,000 from cheaper. They fire you and they just pay you the remaining 150,000. So that means for 3 months of work, even after you get fired, the money that you are really gonna make from cheaper is 300,000, and that's for 6 months work. Even if you go there for 6 months and you stay there for 6 months, you're making 300,000. And then on top of that, remember Uguti, the 300,000 you are making it cheaper in 6 months is what you could have made at Chiefs in 1 month. So you are Uguti, this thing is just like 500,000 and 300,000. That's a 200,000 difference. And for a 5-month work compared to just working 1 month. So I think those things sometimes as a person who loves football and thinking and not as Atazwane, it's easy for me to say I should go coach somewhere. But yena uyazi ukuthi unengane varsity who's still going to school. He knows that, you know. So yeah, I get it at a point why they do certain things that they do, which is also okay because man should prioritize his family at some point. Kaizer is saying Chiefs will never win with South Africa. Trust me, that if Benni come to Chiefs is not Amazulu, Cape Town City is a big Cape Town City. Kaizer Chiefs is a big team. No, Kaizer, I obviously can never dispute that. The pressure of coaching Kaizer Chiefs and the pressure of coaching Amazulu is never gonna be the same. That is true. I cannot deny that. And ukuthi yabona mina, my thing that I always never like to say is saying a black coach or a South African coach will never succeed at Chiefs. Ukuthi vele, like, if history is anything to go by, it looks like that's true. But at the same time, it's like our mindset is backward. Like, we're thinking only white people can help Chiefs, which I don't like. As a young coach who has aspirations, not coach, sort of. As a young person who's learning his coaching thingy and is trying to learn, growing up and just knowing what people already see you as someone who's only qualified or will only ever be qualified to coach Ichipa United is just a thing that is so discouraging. Obviously, you should prove yourself and make your way up there. But it also means no matter how good you are, as long as you still have that thing, you're good to Mnyama, you are black, you are African, then people just look at you and think, you can never coach Chiefs. They dismiss you before you even prove anything to them. So as much as history proves that South African coaches have never succeeded coaching Chiefs, I would like to believe something different. Because, you know, my thing with this, let's just talk about it. My thing with South African coaches not succeeding at Chiefs is a few reasons. I will not say two, because then if I think of more. The first one is the fact that when you bring on a South African coach to Chiefs, take for example Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson already has prior relationships with Abozita Kwinika or these other boys who he has coached before or knows somehow, because some of these guys come out from development ranks and they are known and everyone is just saying, oh yeah, he's going to be a big thing. So there is a bias there. You already know Guti, oh, Kwinika has good leadership qualities. So your mind is already biased towards Kwinika, and since Solomons has just come up and you don't know anything about him, you are now going to dismiss his performances just because you know Guti Uzita Kwinika has such a good reputation in the South African football fraternity, right? You know Guti Mart has a high work rate, despite the fact that there are players who sometimes play better than him. Yabona nje, sometimes there is that. And there is also that thing yokuthi the letting you show your relationships, it then ends up affecting who you play and who you don't play. But if you bring in someone from Slovakia or wherever who's not a South African coach, then when they come to Chiefs, what do? They come to Chiefs, they don't have any relationships with these players. And what ends up happening is that he just comes in, he's going to reward you based on your performances, finish and clear. And that's it. And that's what happens. When already, when as a South African coach, you're already compromised because of the relationships that you have. But if you're not a South African coach, you don't care about those relationships, because you know, Guti, as a foreign coach, you are not going to be given as much free room or excuses, because people are like, we're expecting this person. He came all the way from Europe. He's not here to play games. He's supposed to be winning things for us. Umpumelelo is saying, from what I've seen of Benni, he only has one good season in him and he struggled in his second season. That's what happened at Cape Town City and Amazulu. Yabona futhi, that one I will not dismiss. And that becomes a big problem. I see that a lot in the Premier League, because some of the teams will come up, a coach will be on fire this season, and then everyone else figures them out. They see good, oh, this is how they play. And then in the following season, they set up in a way that they don't give you any breathing space. So that's a valid point. And then Pumelelo is saying, my list is Pitso, Nabi, Mangoba, and Benni. Exactly what I thought. Utendo Maveta is saying Omabeta, depending Ayuvenda, because I will say Maveta and it's better. Mabeta is saying, yeah, it sounds like a vendor surname. Is it? Please tell me in my comments. He's saying Morgan Mamila says Pitso Mosimane is coming back to DStv Premier League for season 2024-2025. But if he's coming back, there are only two teams that he can coach at this point. It's not Sundowns, because Sundowns seem like they are trusting Urulani with whatever that is happening there. And the relationship with Sundowns fans and Pitso does not seem to be that great because of all the things they've said about him. But you have also said things about Pitso, but we still want him to come to Chiefs. But I heard something about the coach at Pirates, which was a Rivero Guti. He might be wanted in Slovakia or somewhere in Europe. Yeah, but I think I did say Slovakia or Slovenia, something like that. So if he's leaving, that leaves an open space. So now Chiefs and Pirates both don't have coaches. Now, where would Pitso go? Where is wanted, obviously. I think would rather come to Chiefs because of his child is there, grew up supporting the team, has a relationship with Chiefs. We haven't seen much between him and Pirates. But if Chiefs does not want to Pitso, then Pirates by all means would take him. That is if Uchose ends up leaving, as these links are suggesting. Auche Simon is saying Chiefs management is the biggest problem. Yeah, they did do something sensible. I will just say this while we're here, Guti. For those of you who don't know, not apparently, because Ukeza Mtaung Jr. said this, Guti, they are retiring jersey number 26 in honor of Luke Fleurs, which is something that I can just say bravo, because he didn't even get a debut in Chiefs colors. But the point is, you saw the videos, he was just adding vibes in the team, and he was a positive person, was just adding a personality. It was unfortunate that he ended up not playing, but I'm happy with, for once the Chiefs has done something good and they've honored Impiloga Luke Fleurs and his short time with us with retiring his jersey. Now his legacy will live on, because people will always ask, why does Chiefs not have number 26? And then we'll tell them. Ukamohelo is saying, I think Siema can be a better coach for Chiefs. Siema is currently coaching. He's coaching in Polokwane City, is he not? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think Siema is coaching Polokwane City. I think so. I think so. Okay. Siema ngeke ngizokusearch talent. Yeah, he's coaching. Where is he coaching? Is it Sekukune? Iban. It's Sekukune. I thought he was coaching Polokwane City. Oh, it's that other guy who's coaching Polokwane City now. Yeah. Wait, to say did he not owe John Matuga? And I'm thinking of John Matuga. I mean, I don't know, because Angiboni man Sekukune right now. I don't see where they are since they fired Brendan Truter. Because now Brendan Truter was getting frustrated with Sekukune, ended up leaving. So now I don't know whether the problem is the team or what is happening, because they were promising even go to the finals and played with Pirates. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Uzve is saying he will also fail. The problem is the management. Hey, yeah, but I think my thing now. I've talked enough about what is wrong with the Kaizer Chiefs management. So now I just want to explore the options that we have without talking about the management, because I know those ones, Uguti, they don't mind just doing nonsense and not doing the right things that they're supposed to do. Please like the video, by the way. And subscribe to the channel. How many times have I asked? I don't think I've asked much. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. I don't even know how many times I said that. UML is saying, hey, Mr. CEO, Kaizer Chiefs has more than 10 sponsors. Gongeni advert, e-blend. Kaizer Chiefs has more than 10 sponsors. Still, they don't want to hire Pitso. Why? And my worry is they will bring another VV, like Pirates coach who can win the league. Yes, Njalo, we need to also talk about this thing here, Chiefs. Even when we're doing well, if we're being honest, Chiefs has never been league specialist. We've never won 3 leagues in a row. Well, in my lifetime anyways. I don't remember Chiefs winning 3 leagues in a row, just being dominant. I remember 2. I remember 2 here and there. Even with the Pakistan, it won back-to-back leagues, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't remember Chiefs just, even in our prime years the prime years of my lifetime anyways, between the 2000s to the 2010s. I don't remember us. I remember Pirates doing that, which is worrying to me. And then you are right. The Chiefs might surprise us because we are all expecting Pitso, but Pitso has his own demands. This thing is more than about Imali, because I think some of it is about Imali. It is about money, some of it in a way, because Pitso is going to cost a lot to pay, but paying him is not that much of a big deal for the Chiefs. What is a big deal is what he's going to ask for, the players that he's going to ask for. That is what is going to or might become a problem. And also that issue of control once again is something. Our Moses is saying the question remains, what makes Mtaung family not sign Nabi in that negotiation? That shows there's a lot wrong in Naturena and no one cares as long as business goes on. And Futi Vela management, they are not shy to say things like, we're a business after all. Leave saying family business. They do say, we are a business after all. And that tells you where their priorities are. And some people will say no, but it's understandable because they are a business, like literally. But then I say, yeah, I know. But at the same time, the business is based on football. And if you're no longer a football, watch it what happened to Santos. You'll lose all your fans. Usinako is saying ML is better for them to bring who will win the cup now, like VV, because fans are angry. That's another thing though. That's another thing when Usinako that we've been doing. I feel like when we went back to Mintintorp, after we fired, who was fired before Mintintorp was appointed? Whoever that was. The reason why we went back to Mintintorp, we're going back to someone who we are familiar with and wanted him to do something and fix us real quick. Mintintorp tried, almost won the league. He failed. They fired him. And then after him, they were like, let's panic again and get Ukavin Hunt. He got in. He didn't do much as what we expected. And because of that, they then went back to Baxter again. So you see that they were all trying these coaches who might win us something, but all of them failed. So now I feel like when they decided to say we are going for a project, they trusted Uzwane, then they let go of him. Fine. We're not going to continue crying about Uzwane that spilled milk. But whoever they should have brought on someone to trust and to sell it to us. Whoever they hire, they should say, here are his credentials. He has won this match. He has won this match. But there is a lot of things that are wrong in this club and we need you guys to give him time. But if Mina personally, if I see that the coach has won something with someone consistently or even in multiple clubs, I will trust him. The club must find a way. Just like they sold Kappa to a point that Veleg, it was a beautiful kid. They must also do the same thing, because if Chiefs are selling us a story, it shouldn't be just in words with them saying, oh yeah, this and that and this and that. There must also be something to back it up. Like they changed from Nike to Kappa. People were like, we're outraged. Why are you changing Nike to Kappa? But then Kappa produced a beautiful kid. And then all of a sudden, who's complaining about Nike right now? Very few. But a lot more people were complaining before the kids dropped. So it tells me that Kaizer Chiefs fans can change their minds as long as you show that you can back up what you're saying. So if they bring in a coach who has good credentials, not just in terms of qualifications, but in terms of what he has won as well, and the type of football that he will come in and show the team in the first few games that he has, And then Tenda saying yes, I'm vendor. Umpumelelo was saying we need a coach with a track record. What I was just saying. Someone fans can give a benefit of the doubt if things go south. An unknown coach from Europe will be escorted out of the stadium should he lose the first 3 games. And now how do you lose the first 3 games after having an entire preseason with the Kaizer Chiefs squad? Unless you are playing Pirate Super Sport and Sundowns, even that, it's still disrespectful to come and lose those 3 games. But I definitely agree with you. No track record, no track suit. I was trying to find something that's gonna rhyme. That sucked. Headquarters is saying, hey Tampilo, let's sign Coach Pitso. He's the one who can challenge Sundowns for their money and allow him to do his job peacefully. Vela, that's the key. For the most part, even I'm not saying every coach it could be easy to coach Chiefs, but I'm saying if whichever coach, let's say we don't get Pitso, let's say we get Nabi, they should allow Nabi, they should allow Pitso, whoever, to come and do their job. That's going to make a lot of difference from the get-go. Another comment, I'm going to end with Mpumelelo here. Kaizer is saying, how many coach came to Chiefs from South Africa? Can you answer that? Angithi, that's what I say, Guti. Historically, there's no proof that a South African coach has won things for Chiefs. But as I said, the reason for that has more to do with other things than just being a South African. Uguti, oh, since you're a South African, you're not going to succeed. I think there's more to it than just nationality. Usapo is saying the new coach should start coaching now and use the rest of the season to decide which players he wants. I think that might be a bad idea. I get where you are coming from. I think he should be hired now and announced, and he should start observing how the team is playing, start observing how the players are doing things. But if you start coaching now, remember that he's having 5 days to prepare the players. And what would end up happening is that if the team doesn't do well for the remainder of the season, people are going to say, this new coach sucks. And then the new season starts with a whole negativity around the coach. And if he's given preseason or even now to observe people, and then preseason is starting to implement his own style of play, then come the beginning of the following season, then we can see what he's doing. So I agree with you in part. And then Umpumelelo is saying, if I was junior and inexperienced SD, I would get Pitso and learn on his expertise. Knowing how Pitso works, he would really help us with the whole football structure from development to the senior team. And Vele, please like the video also. The other thing, Vele Pitso, he's sort of a stakeholder at Chiefs, not a shareholder, but the success of Chiefs is good for him, because if Chiefs succeeds, that means his son, who's in development of Kaizer Chiefs, is also in good hands. So it's all of that. It's all of that. But again, thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching after the video went live, let me know what you think about Benni McCarthy coming to Chiefs and just the other coaching situations around the team. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals and Pelu boy.